même.
Filmez, m'a filmé.
Okay.
Nous avons boat.
Good afternoon. Had to check my time to see if it's still morning or afternoon.
Still morning.
Yes. Happy Saturday. Everybody having a good day thus far? All right, perfect. Before we get started, let's look over here to the left. Find this little tree over here in this podium back here. Story about this little tree. It was a gift to us, and why? It belonged to an estate. They're no longer able to care for it. Fortunately, they thought about us. That little tree is a willow oak bonsai tree, and it is 119 years old this year. So that does make it the oldest tree and the smallest tree here at the resort. So we're pleased to have it with us here in the Delta. Well, welcome to Gaylord Opryland and the Delta Riverboat Company. My name is Suzanne. I'll be your tour guide here for the next few minutes. About this little Delta River that we are on, it is a quarter of a mile long. It's 2 feet deep, and it contains 450,000 gallons of water. I don't know if you have the opportunity to notice the 13 black plaques over here on the right side of the Riverwalk and the other side of the plants. Back in 1996, when the hotel was getting ready to open the Delta, we sent out 3,000 empty Jack Daniel bottles to states and countries and asked them to refill those bottles with waters from their lakes, rivers, streams, and so on. We did receive over 1,700 in return. So on July 28, 1996, we took all those waters, we put them here in the Delta River in a big old ceremony called the Blending of the Waters. So if you do have an opportunity, find your home state plaque. So many waterways you might recognize. All 50 states and 30 countries are represented on those 13 black plaques, and they start alphabetically back there at the dock and come on down. We do have several species of fish here in the Delta River, mostly catfish, carp, and there's bluegills. We also have 20 gardeners come in the resort almost daily, and 8 of them come here in the Delta Atrium alone to keep everything looking so very, very fine. Going around the corner down here to the left, we'll find our fountain. And then straight back way up high in that very same corner, the largest chandelier in the resort. That chandelier is 10 foot long, it's made of wrought iron, has 158 light bulbs and weighs in at a whopping 3,000 pounds. Chandelier is on a cable, so it is lowered once a month for cleaning. Takes a crew of 6 several hours to clean, change light bulbs, and so on. Some of you may remember hearing about our flood that occurred back in May of 2010. You look over here to the left, you see the white pole with the red stripe. That red stripe would be the water level here throughout the resort. Water was up under the bridges, and we were totally closed for 6 months. All the red brick here to the right is part of our convention center. And up above in level 2, behind the white columns to the rear, you'll find the largest ballroom in the resort. The Delta Ballroom can seat 4,000 people for dinner banquet style, 7,000 people for dinner theater style. Looking straight ahead at the white brick wall lined with table palm trees. Table palms are native to Florida and South Carolina. That white brick wall is the original wall of the Opryland Hotel that was built in 1977. Wow. At that time, we had 600 guest rooms, 1 ballroom, and 1 presidential suite. We thought we were pretty large back then. You look out those very windows to where we are now, which you would have seen out here at that time would have been the tennis courts and a very, very large parking lot. That is now the Magnolia section of our resort because, of course, due to our expansion, we now have 4 sections. Some of our orchids on the wall to the right. 1977, 1983, we had the Garden Conservatory. 1988, the Cascade Atrium, and then in 96, the largest addition has been the Delta. So that does give us a grand total of 2,888 guest rooms, 5 presidential suites, and over 700,000 square feet of meeting, exhibition, and convention space. That does make us the largest resort and convention center in North America under one roof that is non-gaming, without a casino. No gambling. Starting our citrus grove over here to the right, tree number 1 and tree number 2, you find all the papayas.
Yeah, papaya love.
Tree number 3 is a pineapple guava. However, we only have the 1 tree, so it only blossoms. It does not propagate any fruit. It looks like 2 trees, but it's only 1.
May
But around the corner,
zuraj.
there's oranges, lemons,
Gat
and
zuraj.
down at the end,
Iba
grapefruit
fake,
are
no?
blossom.
Yung miwi, iba
And you like
kolyo-kolyo,
the
no?
trees over here to the left in Water's Edge, these two large
VLP.
tabletop black olive trees. They are so named due to the shape of their leaves. They do not bear black olives. They're strictly ornamental, but they're beautifully shaped trees. Then these next three little cuties to the left are ponytail palm trees. There are 6,200 panes of glass here in the Delta Atrium. Each pane weighs 250 pounds, and they're an inch thick. They're built to withstand winds up to 120 miles an hour and hail the size of golf balls. If you took those 6,200 panes of glass and laid them end to end, they would cover approximately 7 football fields. About 4.5 acres under glass here in the Atrium alone. 11 acres under glass in the entire resort. There is lots and lots of glass. Looking straight up, you see the highest point of the resort. And it's 15 stories high, and outside on top we probably fly the American flag waving briskly here today, as it is a lovely, lovely day here in the neighborhood. Over here to the left is where we have our water fountain shows. There are 106 fountains there, and in the center one geyser that shoots up 85 feet into the air. The water shows are synchronized to both light and music. They'll be going off at 6, 7, 8, and 9. They last approximately 12 to 15 minutes each. 6 and 8 o'clock is Hydro Beat, 7 and 9 is Aqua. If you have an opportunity to see any of the water shows, darker it gets, the prettier they do become. Looking straight ahead over the next bridge, you see the building that is peached with the green shutters.
Unyap.
Has a double spiral staircase and a magnolia tree there on each side of the staircase. That building is a replica of the Evergreen Mansion built in Louisiana. In the early 1800s, it is still standing in Louisiana. In the early 1800s, the colors of peach and green were colors of wealth and prosperity. That building does indeed house our Old Hickory traditional steakhouse. It's our very finest dining restaurant. If you should ever choose to dine for dinner at the Old Hickory, you will certainly not be disappointed. They will open for dinner at 5 o'clock. Reservations are recommended.
Today na Place Monta fait photo ça.
There are 3 waterfalls here at the resort. In the Delta. However, the largest one in the resort is actually in the Cascade Atrium. The one in the Cascade Atrium is 44 foot tall. You can walk behind it, look down through it, see the water cascading down in front of you. If you have not been in the Garden Conservatory, it's a beautiful garden. 3 smaller waterfalls, the skywalk, and the lower walk to your pleasure. If you look straight back over my right shoulder, you see these double windows, looking a little bit like the White House. That would be the original presidential suite I mentioned, of course, it's on the Magnolia. It is now only bi-level 2-story presidential. The other 4 are on 1 level, so that one's a little bit different. All right, how many bananas can we find over here? How many stalks of bananas over here to the left? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stalks of bananas.
Empty banan, ni ke banan nada ni. Dai memang sa farewell.
Very unusual. Paisan was up on the balcony. Pizza, pasta, some yummy salads, a glass of vino, just on fine. All right, let's make our wishes under the wishing tree. The tree of many wishes.
Samuel si
Otherwise
Congo,
known as the
liwit na
banyan
siyam
tree.
ni.
Banyan trees are very prevalent in the state of Hawaii. They did, however, originate in India. Far to the right, the natural carpus tree and African fern pine. You'll find a lot